Hey guys, it's Darn77 bringing you a rundown on Darksiders 2, the sequel to Darksiders, which came out a couple of years ago. This is available on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and let's get right into it. I really like the start screen because once you load up your game, you just hit continue and it starts you off right where you were. So that's cool. So, yeah, this is a sequel to Darksiders, which was a really surprising game that I still think that flew a lot, really under a lot of people's radar. So I'm going to talk about that for a bit, but while I'm doing that, I'm just going to walk around and show you guys some of the environments and stuff. Darksiders 1 was a game that I think flew under a lot of people's radar because even me, when I first saw it, I thought it was just kind of like, a God of War type clone, just a God of War ripoff. And, God of War is awesome. I really like it. But if you take, the formula that God of War uses and you rip it off and you don't do it as good, then you probably just got kind of a shitty hack and slash game on your hands. So usually I don't pay much attention to those kind of games. But it ended up being something very different. It is much more in line with something like The Legend of Zelda than God of War. So this is a lady you can talk to that will let you buy potions and stuff. Hopefully she won't try to talk to me about other stuff. Okay, yeah, you can just buy potions, you can sell stuff, all that stuff. I should probably sell stuff, but I'm not going to do it right now. So Darksiders 1 was much more in line with something like The Legend of Zelda, and it made it a really interesting game because while it took a lot of the ideas that Zelda has used and everything, it never completely ripped it off. Like, it never felt like it was just like, yeah, we totally made Zelda, except it was with a new character. They went far enough with it to where it felt more like an homage and its own thing as well. Like, when I was playing Darksiders, it wasn't like there was really any times where I was just like, oh, well, this is stupid because Zelda did this. It was more like, this is awesome to see, Like, this is awesome to see a game like this, just take that and take its own spin on that, because Zelda's a really sacred type game. You don't see a lot of people ripping it off, and not only that, it's a hard game to rip off. I mean, Zelda is obviously established itself as something it's really exceptional usually, and trying to make your own version of that usually just isn't going to end well. So a lot of people don't have the balls to do it. But Darksiders 1 did, and it actually did it very well. And now we're here at Darksiders 2, which takes that formula and makes it even better. So let's go ahead and show you some of the lands here. You got my horse, which is, I don't remember his name. I think it's Despair. And you can just hop on him at any time. I am Death, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And my brother War was the guy in the first game, Darksiders 1. And the apocalypse happened. All the humans are dead. Apparently, War was to blame, even though he seems to have been framed. By the way, it's been a long time since I played Darksiders 1, so if I, missay some things, then that's the reason. So War, has been framed, basically, and you're trying to clear his name. This is kind of happening around the same time as Darksiders 1 did, I believe. And you're trying to clear his name by resurrecting humanity, and to do that, you need to get to the Tree of Life, which was back there where that big black thing was with the eye. So as you can see, it's like a big open world that's all interconnected. It does a really good job of kind of blurring the line between, dungeon and regular world. A lot of times you'll just be wandering and you'll be like, oh, I'm in a dungeon now? Okay, that's cool. And I like that. It feels very organic. Let's go ahead and head back here. I'll show you the little eye. I'll get to the actual good stuff in just a second. I just wanted to show you this big open world. It's really cool. It's really well realized. At the same time, it's kind of empty, honestly. It looks good, but it is kind of empty, and you can fast travel, which means I'm usually the type of person, see, that's where we need to go. We need to find a way to get rid of that thing, and we're working on that right now. But, I'm usually the type of person, even if fast travel is available, I like to just wander around. But, I mean, it's just, there's not really much of a point. Well, actually, I'm more just like that with games like, Elder Scrolls and stuff, because I like to find the random stuff that happens on the way to a mission or something, But in this game, there's not really any reason not to fast travel, and while it's awesome, it's really cool to have that option to fast travel, it also kind of takes away a little bit of the world, because the world is pretty massive, as you can see. But you're going to be fast traveling a lot of places, so I haven't even seen about a lot of it. I'm only about 7 or 8 hours into the game. So this is awesome, although it kind of feels like cheating. So when you're in a dungeon, if you know how in most games like this, like Zelda or something, if you leave a dungeon or somehow like transport out of a dungeon, you usually have to come back to the beginning or something like that, or use a special item or something like that. However, in this game, if you're in a dungeon and you fast travel out of the dungeon, it'll actually make you a waypoint in that dungeon and you can travel right back to. Which is really, really, really convenient, but at the same time, like I said, it almost feels like cheating. Like if you're going into a room where you feel like, you're going to have a lot of enemies to deal with, then you can basically just fast travel back, buy yourself a lot of health potions, and then you're good. But honestly, like, it's cool. Like, it really is. Like, it's just kind of like a thing where it's just like, I kind of almost want to not do that for a personal thing, So, anyway, so now we're in a dungeon. And I'm working on trying to free this massive Goliath thing. But yeah, I'm Death. I have 2 weapons. You got your scythes, which are your main weapons. You can get different scythes and stuff. And you got your hammer. And, well, not just a hammer. It can be a lot of different things. But the hammer is, the one I'm using right now. Now, the thing is, that's really cool about this game is I already enjoyed Darksiders 1 a lot. So, honestly, they could have just added, like, they could have just basically made some better dungeons, better combat and stuff like that. And I would have been okay with this game. Like, I would have been fine. I would have bought it. I was planning on buying it anyway. But I didn't realize oh, okay, I get what I'm supposed to see. I need to break those things, so I need to go back and get this robot. But they've actually added a whole lot to this game from a, just general standpoint. Like, they have loot. And it's a pretty well fleshed out loot system that's simple to grasp, but fairly deep because there's a lot of it, it seems to be. And they've just got other things, like the fast travel system, all that stuff that they added to this game that I feel like they didn't even really need to, but they just did, and it's awesome for that. It makes it a much more complete experience, even though Darksiders 1 was already awesome. Adding all this stuff and all the loot and the new game plus and all this stuff, like, really makes it to where you it's even more engaging than before. So that's cool. So, oh yeah, so I just busted that. Perhaps I need to find myself another rider. What the hell are you talking about? So this guy's been following me around. I don't really like him that much, but he kind of helps sometimes. So these yellow things you normally have to bust with basically a bomb flower. It's just a bomb flower. But right now I have this massive robot, so I'll be using that instead. So it looks like we've found our way into some little area. We need to get that thing. We're trying to find 3 artifacts to revive this giant stone monster. So we need to get that thing. It looks like, they're setting us up for a puzzle room here. And there's some guys here. Instead of fighting them in this big mech, I'm going to get out so I can show you how awesome the combat is. It's pretty simple, but it just looks awesome. So let's get in here. It can sometimes, especially with this big guy, get kind of crazy, like to where you can't really see. But I can summon guys to come out and help me, which he's doing right now. You can mix up your scythe and your secondary weapon. You can just fucking throw your scythe and just, get in there, like, uppercut them, do all this crazy stuff. It just looks so cool. Like, I love this one move. Let's see if I can do it. Wait, hold on. No? This one, right here. Oh, I can't. There's too many people. There's too many people. It gets kind of hectic sometimes. This one right here. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, you can't really see it because it's just too crazy. But as you can see, the combat, even locks down to like a Legend of Zelda type of perspective with the widescreen and stuff. But it's really cool. That move I was trying to show you, I guess I'll do it right here. It looks like this. And then the Reaper comes out and finishes them off. There's a lot of cool moves, I mean, when it comes down to it, okay, well, first of all, here's some loot. As you can see, it's really simple about it. It's like, this is better than what I'm wearing right now. I mean, there might be a couple other things I need to look up, but this is most likely better than what I'm wearing right now. So I'm just going to put it on right here, and now I got it on, and that's awesome. But yeah, the combat, it's not like super deep or anything, but it's a whole lot of fun. Like, it really is. It's just, it looks great, and there's enough depth to it to where you don't feel like you're just mashing a button, although you can probably just mash a button and be okay. But it doesn't feel like that. And it's just, it's a whole lot of fun. It looks great, and it just adds overall to this experience. Like, Zelda games, while they're awesome, besides maybe Skyward Sword, aren't really known for their combat, and neither was Darksiders 1. But just, I basically, on these type of games, I kind of just see combat as a bonus, Like, there's already enough around it as it is to make this game awesome. But if you have badass combat that looks really cool, that's just an awesome bonus, because I'm mainly here for the awesome adventure and the cool puzzles. But, to throw me in some really sick looking combat, and you've made me very happy. So I'm gonna bash that open. There's a chest up there I want to get. It looks like we're just in a big puzzle room right now, so let's see if I can figure this out. I got you, Ryder, hop aboard. Okay, so yeah, this guy's helping me out with a couple things. Normally, well, I mean, so far in the game, besides this dungeon, you don't have a little dude right here following you around. This guy's badass little death hands to open his stuff, and there's a key. Big ol', you know, that's basically just a small key that I'm going to use to open a door. But yeah, normally I haven't had like dudes just following me around like this guy. I mean, it's not like he's an issue. Like he doesn't get hurt. I don't have to protect him or anything, as far as I can tell. But he does sometimes kind of get in the way of combat. Although, you know, he does help with combat, I suppose. I don't know if, am I supposed to go up here? No. But yeah, you know, the puzzles are... he was getting run over. The puzzles are all, you know, so far they seem pretty basic but well thought out. It's stuff like, you know, you need to find a place to throw the bomb flower, and once you do that, then try not to get crushed, horseman. Oh no. Will I get crushed if I go in here? Okay, I guess not. But you know, it's so far it's kind of simple stuff, but well thought out stuff, and it's fun. You know, figuring out the puzzles and everything. You know, there's some clever things here and there already so far that I found. You know, you'll have to use multiple robots sometimes, you know, and do all this stuff. So it's good, you know. So far, it doesn't just feel like, oh, you hit the switch, well, yeah, you did it. Like they feel like legit, you know, puzzles for a game like this. You know, good dungeon puzzles that. So far might not be the absolute hardest, but definitely, you know, gets you thinking at times. So I'm going to swim down here and see what I can find. You know, you can swim underwater. You don't have any breath or anything like that because, you know, he's death. And, yeah, you know, I like to just explore around here, make sure I'm not missing anything. So there's a little item you can get to give to one of the shopkeepers that will, you know, loan you some items. You spend this along with money to get certain special things. So, I'm glad I found that, I suppose. Let's get up here, and let's go over here to the vines and climb them. Now, there's a lot of, like, traversal type stuff in this game. Not a lot, but, you know, well, we've kind of gotten to a point where I feel like traversal is just such a nothing thing in games, you know? Like, ever since, like, Assassin's Creed and you know, Uncharted, not saying those games were bad for doing it. It was pretty revolutionary for what they did, but just... like, it usually consists of, like, hitting the A button and just kind of going to the next thing. And this game, you know, has that as well, but it also does add some interesting layers into it. For instance, right now, I just recently got, like, a grappling hook type deal, basically a hook shot. And I can jump up here, grab that, throw that, and do that. There's a couple times where, you know, you'll be doing some traversal, and it'll be a similar Mario type situation where you need to run across a wall, but there's lava popping up, so you need to wait for the lava to go down. Basically, what I'm saying is, like, I'm the type of person that really does not, especially lately when it's come to traversal in games, has really just not seen much to it. Because, you know, I really like controlling my character fully, and when a lot of games are just basically like, hold this direction and press A to do this to get there, but doesn't it look cool? It really doesn't do anything for me. But this game, you know, it has that, but for some reason I'm enjoying the traversal more than I have in other types of games similar to that, so, you know, whatever. So I'm exploring this stuff. Not really finding anything, but it looked like there was a big open area I need to explore, so let's go ahead and jump down here. You can only grab certain things, you know, obviously the little wooden type things that are sticking out of the walls everywhere for some reason, and it seems like every single game. There are a lot of those that you will be grabbing onto. Sometimes I feel like that well, at least early on, maybe I just need to get used to it, but sometimes I feel like it's not exactly clear on what I can grab and what I can't. There was just a couple of times in particular early on in the game where I was just like, I was stuck at places that I just simply shouldn't have been stuck at. Like, I don't know if that's my fault or the game's fault, but it was just like, there was a pole right in front of me, but either it was the camera angle that was making me seem like I couldn't jump to it, or it wasn't as pronounced enough. I don't know, but once I figured it out, it was just like, oh, really? I jumped there and get that? Okay, whatever. So, let's see. Let's go around here. There's another hookshot area. I just got the hookshot type thing. The first Darksiders, if I remember correctly, was pretty big on the items, a lot like Zelda, to where you basically get an item and then you complete that dungeon with that item. and you'd usually use it to fight the boss with too. Very similar to Zelda, but this one seems a little bit more open in that approach, and I'm not sure if that's quite a good or a bad thing. I think overall it's going to be a good thing. Oh, also that's my pistol, by the way, which is pretty badass. Oh, let me actually. So can I grab? Oh, okay. So can I grab that without having to switch from my pistol? Because that would be neat. I don't know. Yeah, I can. Awesome. That's smooth. Because usually, you know, you need to switch from your pistol. Oh shit. You need to switch from your pistol to the death grip to use that. You can also use the death grip in combos, which is cool. I'll go ahead and switch it anyway, just to make it easier. But yeah. So like I was saying with items and stuff, like I'm not quite sure if this is a deal to where it seems more open, like to where you like most of the bosses so far have been just more about, you know, just hitting them, like not about like having to use like a certain item or anything against them, just hitting them. There's usually kind of a unique way to fight them, but it's usually kind of self-contained. It's usually kind of, I want to see what's over there. It's usually kind of self-contained within the actual boss itself. For instance, one boss I had to fight, I had to wait for him to smash some bombs down, and then once he did that, I was able to use those bombs, throw them against him, and defeat him like the boss that he is. So the map will, oh shit, the map will show you where treasure chests are. And all that. So it's pretty addicting to try to find the treasure chest because, you know, there's usually some pretty decent loot in there. Summon some fucking crows on your ass. How about that, huh? Yeah. Oh, smash your face. Smash your face. And there's usually some good loot and stuff in there. Like, so it's really addicting when you see a chest. You just like, you know, I'm always like that with these type of games anyway. Awesome. Something else better. I will equip that. I'm usually always like that with these type of games anyway. If I'm playing Zelda and I've got the dungeon map, which you get dungeon maps in this game, then I haven't seen, you know, been to a room even though I've already completed it. I'll usually, you know, get all anal about what the hell? Okay, never seen this type of thing before. That's some purple stuff. Is that purple stuff? Ooh. It's not as good as mine when it comes to, I can't pick it up because I got 5, so I'll use one and then use it. It's not as good as mine when it comes to defense, but it's got a lot of other good stuff, so I'll pick that up and save that for later. But yeah, so having the chest marked on the map and stuff is really cool because it makes it, like I said, just really appetizing to want to run around and make sure you have every single chest. Because honestly, I mean, you're going to do it anyway, you know, if you're playing Zelda, like I said. If you're the type of person that I am, then you're going to do that stuff anyway, and just making that a little bit easier to figure out where that is pretty cool. So so let's go ahead and get moving here now. I got my chest and stuff. Oh, there's another chest back there I want to get. I'll have to wait till later. I want to continue moving. So yeah, so there's traversal here, jump, you know, whoa. There we go. Okay, use my death grip, go up here, fight some more dudes. So you can also use the gun in combat, which is cool. Sometimes, you know, maybe I shouldn't be using the lock-on as much. That's what it is. It's because, I don't know, the lock-on looks really badass, but honestly, it can kind of be confusing sometimes. So maybe, you know, the lock-on seems, of course, really beneficial when you're fighting, like, one big guy. But when you're fighting a lot of little guys, sometimes it can get just a little bit too low to the ground to the point where it's hard to see, especially if you got, you know, your ally, like that other big dude helping you out. So let's flip this switch in this dungeon, and it'll probably open something. It might even play me a little jingle. So that's cool, raising the water level. That's pretty typical stuff. But yeah, you know, like I was saying, if you don't know what these games are, like, they're very much like Zelda. Like, they're, you know, very much, not to the point to where it's just like, this is just word for word. But, you know, there's bomb plants, there's, you know, dungeons, there's all this kind of stuff. But like I was saying, Darksiders 1, oh, that's activated now, looks like. Now I see what he's saying about getting crushed. A lot of stuff just happened, it looks like. But like I was saying about Darksiders 1, they did enough with it to make it seem like its own thing. Like, it was a thing to where it was like, yeah, you know, we love Zelda and we want to be a part of it too. But they did their own thing and they made it seem like a really awesome game. And when I was done with it, there wasn't, like I was saying before, there wasn't a time to where I was just like, oh man, you know, that was cool, but Zelda totally did it first. It was like, no, that was cool because I've never really seen anything like that except from Zelda, and they have a totally different take on it, you know? And that's what I think is so cool about this one so far, is that, you know, obviously they've taken the inspiration, and obviously they did this, but with this game, with the loot system and with, you know, a lot of other stuff, instead of them, like, it doesn't seem like they went to more Zelda. Like, it doesn't seem like they looked and they were just like, okay, what else can we copy from Zelda? You know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, this. It basically, it just seems like much more its own thing now. Like, whereas Darksiders 1 was already, Jesus Christ, what the hell? No! Oh, jeez. Whereas Darksiders 1 was already kind of its own thing. This one seems like it builds from that and not from any other formula like Zelda or anything. It seems like they added the things they wanted to add to it, not, you know, to what they liked to add to it. They looked at their game that they already made and they were like, let's make this better. Like, we have our own thing here, you know? It's everybody understands it's a little similar, but we have our own thing here and let's make it better. Which they have. So let's see here. I don't know. Looks like I don't want to get crushed. I feel like this is gonna crush me. You gonna crush me? Don't crush me, please. Okay, you didn't crush me. I guess I'll go ahead and get into the loot stuff here before I try to solve this puzzle. There's these things. I think I can grab these things from far away when they show up with the death grip. Using the death grip in combat is also pretty fun because if the little enemies try to get away from you, you can be like, hey, get over here, and you just snatch them back. I wonder if it'll flat me if I... Huh, okay. Anyway, I'll have to figure out some stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and get into the menus here real quick. Might as well get to the good old fun stuff. So this is the menu, and this is your inventory. As you can see, you got a specific spot for scythes. And, you know, there's tons of different scythes you can find with a lot of different types of abilities. For instance, this one might give me more damage and a higher execution chance, but just for a little bit less damage, I get, you know, some fire damage and some health on crit. It's really good for showing you how much damage per second and stuff like this. For instance, if I use this, like, it combines the fire damage with it. So, like, if I use this, this will give me more damage per second than this one, like, even with the fire damage. But, you know, with the health on crit and the fact that it's just got fire damage and stuff on it, I wanted to keep this one. I think there's a system that you can eventually get to where you can feed scythes to other scythes. I've heard about this. I haven't seen it myself. It's where basically, like, if you want a scythe that has fire damage and health on crit, but you also want the execution chance, you can basically combine these two and, you know, get the benefits from both of them. I think it's a specific type of weapon that you can use. I haven't gotten to it yet, but, you know, just keep that in mind. That's the reason why I've kind of kept a lot of stuff in case that happens. This is your secondary weapons. You know, I've got this hammer right now. There's also axes. There's basically just two types of secondary weapons, slow and fast, from what I can tell. But, like, for instance, if you use something like these, you'll have something a lot faster. I'll show you that in a bit. And then you got, you know, your loot and stuff like this where, like, for instance, like, this was better in defense and critical damage, but the one I was wearing before was better in strength and arcane. But this one's just so much better in defense, and I think I'm going to keep that one. And then, you know, you got stuff for each slot here, you know, your hands, your stuff, and they all go on them in real time, which is cool. Spellbinder boots, see, I got 48. I don't know. I'll have to think about that later. Then you got talismans, and then these are your quest items. So all the loot stuff is really cool, and it's really well made, especially for, like, a game like this. Is not, I mean, it kind of is typical for, you know, a big open world type game like this to have this, but I've never experienced a Zelda type game like this to have loot pulled off so well and so simply. And I'm the type of guy to where it's just like, if loot isn't done correctly, then I don't even want to deal with it. But it's done pretty well in here. So I actually have a skill point that I want to spin here. I didn't even realize this, but this is the skill tree. There's two kind of basic trees, it seems like. Necromancer, which seems more about summoning stuff and things like that, and Heartringer, which seems more about like, you know, just getting in their face and cutting them up. And it looks like from this the looks of things that you can kind of split them up between both, even if you don't put points in here. For instance, I unlocked this even though I have not put any points in here yet. So I have a skill point here, and I kind of want to use it, but I don't want to take too long to decide. I didn't even realize that I had this. You know, you can put them in there, and then you can also usually upgrade whatever you put it in there. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna get this, where when they are killed, they explode, because that sounds awesome. It will add even more chaos to the already kind of crazy combat. Okay, so I added that, and, you know, that'll go into me, and I'll use that. But let's go ahead and get here. This is the map. This should look pretty familiar to you if you've played something like Zelda. I've got the dungeon map, which obviously gives me, you know, sight into all the rooms, even if I haven't seen them yet. You know, you got floor 1, floor 2, basement. You know, it'll show you your chest. It'll show you the rooms you haven't went into yet if you haven't gotten, you know, if you have the dungeon map and all that stuff. So very familiar stuff if you're used to that type of game. This is also where you find your quests. So, you know, you can set your quests here. There's a lot of side quests from what I can tell. These, I think, are just more kind of along the way quests. But so far, I've found a lot of interesting side quests that, like, seem really fleshed out, which is really cool, because I did one where I had to go find a hammer. It was basically just seemed like a story dungeon, like its own dungeon, too, to where it wasn't just like, oh, you're going back. Like, you know, you might go back there later, but if not, then that was a really fleshed out side quest. It was really cool. And you can set them as active, you know, and go there. You know, this is your current game time. See, I'm 8 hours in, and, you know, I've spilled a lot of blood and crap. This is where you find out your information on your attacks and stuff like that. And this is just your basic abilities and gear and stuff like that. So it's all there, and it's all done really well. Sometimes I wish that the menu was maybe a little bit quicker to come up, but no, I mean, it's good. I can't complain too much. It really is pretty good. So that stuff's really fun, because like I said, if there's too much stuff for me to handle, if I feel like I can't organize stuff correctly, then I will just get to a point to where, like, I just don't want to deal with it. And this luckily does not get me to that point. So I just pulled that switch. I have no idea what that did. Oh, wait, did it crush? Did it crush? It crushed. Okay, so I need to get something in there to crush it. So I'll see what I can figure out about this, you know, puzzle. If it takes too long, then I'll just cut it. And I don't want to spoil too many of the puzzles myself anyway. So we'll see how it goes. If I tried that, I'd break my neck. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. I wish you weren't even here, but whatever. I mean, I'm fucking death. Like, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I really don't think that I need big-ass man's help with a hammer, but whatever. So these are going into there, and I can grab those with my death grip. So I'll probably be doing that. I didn't really pay attention to the little sweeping view, but let's see, I don't think I have a key, do I? Oh, I do, I totally have a key, so let's unlock this. And let's see what's in here. But I have to guess that I'm probably going to be using that to do stuff. Okay, so these are the fast weapons I meant to show you. You know, these are other secondary weapons that are just really mainly just about fast. You know, you can do more air stuff with them. So far, I'm kind of preferring the hammer, mainly just because it's a thing to where it's a nice mix-up from the scythes. Like with the scythes being already so, you know, pretty quick and you know, slashy. These are also pretty quick and slashy, so I kind of prefer oh god, what is that? I kind of prefer the hammers more, so I'm going to switch. I mean, this hammer is better anyway. I'm going to switch back to that. And there's a monster over here that needs to be fought. So I'm going to switch to my fucking pistol and shoot the hell out of him a little bit. And summon my guys. And hell, summon some fucking crows too. I need more wrath. Not enough wrath. Wrath is basically your magic. Hell yeah. Oh shit. Oh, he's not playing around. Shoot you to death? Throw my scythe at you? Oh, big guy handled it. Alright, fine. Looks like they're right for the tussle. Oh, awesome. Pick these up. I'll put these on for now, I suppose. Check out my new boots, guys. You like them? It's boot season. It's official. So, okay. Oh, so the bombs are coming through here. Alright, cool. That makes a little more sense. But, yeah. So far, I mean, you can probably kind of understand how this game is going. This is how it goes, you know? I mean, you're just in a massive, open adventure world. Like, you know, and you're doing Zelda stuff. And of course, you know, its own stuff, but, you know, at its core, Zelda-type stuff. And good Zelda stuff. Like, not bad Zelda stuff. Like, this is good stuff. This is just a really interesting take, because, you know, you're never going to see an M-rated, you know, Zelda from Nintendo. I don't want an M-rated Zelda from Nintendo. But just seeing, like, this type of game, like, from a different perspective is really cool. Because it's... I'm not saying it's better than that or anything. I'm just saying that, like, you're so used to what you get with that game. It's really cool to see something different and just to see something, like, you know, take its own spin on it and do a good job with it as well. So it looks like I can't reach those bombs from here. Maybe I can stand on one of these, at least do it. I don't know. I don't even know what I'd use with the bomb right now anyway. I was just guessing I would throw it through there. Doesn't look like I can grab it right now. Let's see. Oh, well, no, I can't go in there. So those go through there, so I obviously need to, like, use it in here somewhere, but I can't really look at what I'm doing. It's hard to think and stuff when the sound of my TV is almost completely turned down as well. It's not help. And I'm talking to you guys, too. But, okay, so there's not really anything in here right now, at least. But, oh, okay, so that door just opened. Normally, doors you open are a wooden door, and you have to open them. It basically loads another area, and you can't carry things through them. But, obviously, that door just opens, which means that I'm probably going to need to carry these bombs, like, in between the doors. Let's go ahead and grab this. Grab that bomb. These bombs right here will just explode without you having to tell them to do anything. Like other bombs, you have to, you know, shoot or stuff like that. This bomb, you can just explode. I'm wanting to put this bomb in that crusher, but I don't really think that'd do anything. But I kind of just want to do it anyway, just to see what would happen. I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, no, I'd probably just blow up before it happened anyway. You know, before the crusher even crushed it. Let me try bringing it around in here and making sure there's nothing I can do with this in here or around here. I already blew up some of the yellow stuff that I was probably supposed to wait for these for, but, you know. So I obviously need to open this gate somehow. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'm retarded, so I didn't even see the massive ball thing there. Well, there's a massive ball thing there, then you need a massive ball to go into it. And it just so happens that these robots have massive balls. So bringing them over there and putting them in there, probably. Oh well, maybe not. So this, yeah. See, as you can see on the bottom of the robot, that ball needs to go in that slot. And but I don't know how to get it in there so far. So I need to find a way to get this robot in there. The robot can also shoot this this little cord thing that you can use to grapple onto if used correctly. But I don't really think that would help me right now. So, you know, it's just like, yeah, it's good little puzzles like this. You know, puzzles that make you think, but they don't make you your head explode or nothing. Like, it's just a thing where you do have to think about it a little bit. Like, I like right now I have established the fact that I need to get that robot onto this slide, but I don't know how. So it's you know, it's good because it's already established to you what you need to be doing. Just don't know how to do it right now. So let me go back out here and look at these things. Sorry if this is boring, but you know, it's a puzzle game, so what are you gonna do? Okay. So I got this. Maybe I need to do. Does he need to throw me back up here? Will you throw me back up here, dude? No, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Cause I already got the chest, I suppose. I don't know what I'd do with this bomb. I'm sure there's people just screaming at this video right now. I'd just be like, just throw a bomb, just do it just like that. But, well, I'm sorry. That's not gonna do nothing. I don't know what I'm doing. It's gotta have something to do with this crusher, right? Oh, maybe. Oh, wait a second. Aha! Oh, I didn't mean to waste that. That's another move I have, but I completely wasted it. I think I know exactly what I need to do. Hopefully. We'll see. Move out of my way. But yeah, you know, there's a decent amount of melee options. There's a decent amount of, you know, just expansion options and stuff like that. So, all right, robot, you have been really, really good. Like, seriously, you have been a trooper. Like, I've enjoyed my time together. But I need those balls. That ball. I was trying to make it innuendo and it didn't work. Yeah! Oh, man. Sorry, robot, but look at that juicy core. That's what. Hey! Where'd it go? Hey, you come back here with that. You come back here with. Oh, well, okay. I guess that works. Sure. So I can't take it, I didn't know it was gonna be this heavy. So awesome. So I just totally figured that out. I still haven't really figured out why the bombs are coming through, except for the fact that I could probably have used them to blow up that, but I already used the robot for that. But we'll see. So let's go roll that ball into that slide. You can also press right trigger to make the ball go a lot quicker, but it also just shoots it up ahead, so I'm gonna wait till at least I get it in here. And then I'll do it. I think Death's a cool character too. Like, I'm really enjoying playing as him so far. You know, I liked War in the first one, but even though I wouldn't say the voice acting was bad or anything, overall I think the voice acting is pretty good in these games. Even though I don't think the voice acting was bad or anything in Darksiders 1 when it came to War. Like, there was just something about his voice that kind of turned me off. Like, I got the hang of it after a while, but it kind of just turned me off. Whereas this guy's voice is a little bit stronger and a little bit, you know, not like that. It seems a little bit more straightforward, but still has its own little snidey death type feeling to it, which is cool. So awesome, we have figured out that puzzle, yeah! And it looks like we're on our way to getting that piece that I need, which is great. Break open these boxes, of course, because I want to get myself some rupees. I mean gold, sorry. And yeah, get some of that. Get some of that. So I'll get this item if that's the case, and then I'll call it quits on this video. I'm pretty sure that I still have to get one more item in this dungeon to activate the guy that we need to activate, but you know. So yeah. Redemption? No. Aha! Bombs! Now I see why you're coming through. I think. I'm gonna feel extra dumb if this is not how it is, but if it is, then I'm gonna feel smart. Give me that. Give me that. Yeah. I'm gonna carry this. Oh, actually, I don't know if you can. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work because I don't think you can carry bombs up walls while you're doing stuff. But I wonder if let's see if I can even do this first. Okay, I cannot. I wonder. Move your fat ass, dude. God. Ooh, I'll help you, a fucking rider of the apocalypse. Yeah, sure. I don't need your help. Okay, I'm gonna try this. This might just screw me over extra hard, but okay. So I got in here with the gate up now. Maybe that activated something up there, and so you can blow those balls out of the holes with bombs, explosive bombs, and sometimes that does affect the way that the puzzle is tackled. You do have to do that sometimes. Okay, well, I didn't really seem to do anything. And well, maybe I can just. But why would it be that? Hey, there's no way it's that easy. I was about to say I could just throw the bomb at it from down here. I don't know what I was thinking, but if I was gonna do it, I might as well do it like that. But oh no, come back here! Hey, hey! I'll try to throw it at it from down there, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. But I'll have to figure out some sort of way to loosen it. We'll see. Hey! Hey! Probably work. Yeah, probably work better if I don't try to aim like that, honestly. So I don't really know. I mean, if I throw the bomb here, it's just gonna blow it up down, and it wouldn't be that easy. But, whatever. Might as well try. I can't even throw it up that high. Looks like. I wonder what this all is about. Dust, as you can see over there. You might see that glowing. Oh, let's see. Nope. You might see that glowing sparrow. That's, well, it might be a crow. I don't know. That's Dust. That's my buddy. You can hold the left stick, and Dust will try to find you a way, to your next objective, which is cool because, there's certain times where you're trying to find, like, something really specific in a dungeon. There's certain quests where, you'll have a guy be like, hey, I lost my helmet. Actually, it's this guy right here. It's following me around. He's like, oh, I lost my helmet. You think you can find my helmet? And he's like, hey, I lost my compass. You think you can find my compass? And he's like, hey, I lost my dignity. You think you can find my dignity? So you try to do that. Sometimes, like there was one dungeon where I had completed it, but I had still not found what he needed. And I went back in there and I started calling Dust, and Dust led me to the room that I needed to be in, but didn't, explicitly tell me where it was, which I think is a pretty cool hit system. It seems pretty cool. Also, the music in this game is surprisingly awesome. Like, it wasn't that I thought it was going to be bad, but like the score in this game is really good from what I could tell. It's just really catchy, memorable tunes that feel kind of classic, you know? It's good stuff. So I can't figure out how to get this. Somebody's probably just telling me I'm a stupid idiot right now, but you know, I can't figure out how to get it, and I'll have to work on that in a bit. Whoa, God, massive hammer. Wait, oh, I guess I just need to be closer. All right, there we go. Now I don't have to feel like a complete dumbass. Here, I'll take care of this, because all I'm good for is lifting heavy things. Awesome, even though I could probably lift that with my fucking magical Reaper hands, but whatever. Oh, and also you can turn into the Reaper. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can grab a couple people to fight really quick before I call this, and I will do that, and then I will cut it. But he's gonna bring this back to the giant statue, and we're gonna use it. But yeah, here we go. Well, this is just a little guy down. Try not to run. What? Try not to run away. Death. You know, the bringer of all death to all life forms. Try not to run away from the tiny little monster if you can. What are you talking about, dude? So you can execute certain people when you get the chance. I remember that was one thing that was a big deal with Darksiders 1 that I really didn't like very much. Was the combat was already pretty simple, but it basically came down to just hitting them until that B button came over their head, and then just doing that. You do that all the time because not only would it give you more health and more wrath or whatever it is you'd use in the first game, but it would make you like invincible for that time being when you were doing that. So there was really no reason not to do it. So like pretty much a lot of the battles, while the animations for those look cool, a lot of the battles honestly just came down to hitting them until that came over their head and then just doing that. And this is definitely not the case. Those executions only come up if you're using, especially if you're using, you know, certain weapons, like I showed you guys earlier, with the execution chances and stuff will make them go up more. But it's just kind of a random thing now, which is a lot better than it was in the first one, because it gives you more reasons to just kill things normally instead of just going like, oh well, yeah, you know, I just hit him until the B button came over. All these things are killed pretty much in the exact same way. So yeah. Well, let's get over here. As you can see, death can only grab some very specific things. I just tried to jump up and grab that, the edge of that stone thing, and it just didn't work. So that's what I'm talking about. Some things are a little weird when it comes to trying to figure out exactly how they work, and stuff like that. Okay, so I need a way for that guy to get around, apparently, because that big door that we saw earlier cannot be lifted without his help. Or either a switch's help, actually. I just need to hit a switch so he can at least get through. I don't need to get back through. So let's see if I can find that. Now, I would really like to show the Reaper before I get out of here, because it's really cool. But I don't want this video to be too long. So where would it be? He is around there, so I suppose it would be over here. Did I hit this before? Whoa, okay. So it's right there. I need to figure out a way to open that, and I don't remember how I opened that. So I don't know. I don't know why this is here. It's weird. It's freaking me out. It's like, it makes me feel like I need to do something with it, but I'm not doing anything with it. Oh, well, that might have threw me on top of that, but I don't think it would have. Okay, I'll wander around here for a second. Come on, enemies, come out and bite me, man! Fight me like a man! And, let me kill you with my incredibly big Reaper form while you try to fight me like a man. Alright, how about maybe Dust will take me where I'm at. Like, I'm not exactly, well, at least I wasn't at first, like, exactly sure if Dust would, really take me where I needed to go. But after, you know, doing that thing with the deal with the missing helmet, he seems like he does take you in a pretty precise area. So maybe I can use the ball on the bottom of this guy to open that door. I don't remember. Let's see if I can figure this out real quick. I did not see a switch for it over there, but we will see if I can even get over there. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time. I'll just straight up just get out of this and transform into a Reaper. I'll just save it first. And I'll show you that, and then I'll call it. So, yeah, you can do this. And now I'm the Reaper of Death. Yeah! And you can just go crazy on these guys and, you know, pick them up and, you know, jump and, you know, shit like that. really cool, fun stuff. Fun stuff. I think you can level that up to where it stays longer and stuff like that. So, you know, keep that in mind. But yeah, this is Darksiders 2, and this game is really cool. Like, seriously, it's a weird game because I feel like, you know, there's review scores and whatever. I mean, those are always going to be subjective. But both of these games, especially this one, I feel like, even though they're getting good reviews, I just feel like they're still not quite getting the respect they deserve. Like, this is a really cool game with a lot to it. And, you know, there's some hitches here and there. It's not perfect. There's, I've had some frame rate issues and stuff like that. And, you know, some just kind of weird stuff here and there. But just don't let this fall under your radar, you know? Like, if you're into this game, like, if you're into these type of games, like, this is, you know, whatever the reviews are saying, like, you know, like I said, they're good. But if you're into these type of games, like, this is going to be, like, a 9 or a 10 for you. Like, really, it is. Like, it's really well made, and it's really fun. And it seems like there's a whole lot to it. Like, apparently the place I'm trying to get to, which I thought was kind of near the end of the journey, is not even the end. There's actually a pretty little epic speech from a guy saying, like, basically where you're getting to is not the end, it's pretty much the beginning. And that is neat. So yeah, just, you know, if you're into these type of games, if you're into action adventures, just don't let this, you know, fall on your radar. Check it out, and you will I really doubt you would regret it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really doubt you would regret this game because it's just really well made and really cool and great for what it is. And it's just cool to see guys embracing, you know, an old school type vibe so much for what they love, but at the same time, you know, giving it their own spin and a good spin. So yeah, check it out. You know, go chop some heads off with death sights. It's really fun. And I'm gonna go see if I can figure out a way to get that idiot through this door. So I'll do that. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you. Whoa! I'll see you next time. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Oh yeah, charge up stuff. Oh yeah, charging things.